me, and they start bopping to it and like dancing, but the song's not even playing. Can't stop. Hello book reading friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Melanie, and today I am here with the book series I want to finish in 2021. I recently put up a video talking about the series I want to start in 2021. However, there are some series that I started reading either this year or even years before that I still have yet to finish, and I would love to do so. I'm gonna break it down, I'm gonna talk about these series, say why I loved them so much, why I remembered loving them, and just tell you which books I'm missing, because some of these I am very close to finishing. I just don't think it's gonna happen in 2020 because my TBR be kind of struggling, but we are trying to push through it. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to do so down below for more bookish content. I am constantly uploading videos that I am sure you do not want to miss, and I am also live streaming throughout the week doing my weekly reading sprints, and you can also follow me on all of my social medias, which are again always linked down below, as well as my Amazon wish list. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this. I don't even know how many series there are here. This may just be top 10 books to read, top 8 books to read. We'll figure it out together. Starting in hot and pretty obvious too by the looks of my shelves behind me. As you know, this year I have been ongoingly reading the Throne of Glass series. I read the first book in 2014 when I got it. Read the first book, didn't even buy the second or the third, so I didn't continue the series until this year when I reread the first one, and I've been slowly buying my way or gifted my way to the end of this series. So that being said, recently finished Empire of Storms, so it is the time to talk about the 2 books that I am missing in this series, which hopefully I'll get around to. If not in 2020, then hopefully January will be the time. And I am talking about Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash from the Throne of Glass series. Technically, I could argue I am also missing Assassin's Blade, which is the novella, which I still have not read and don't plan to read until I finish the series. So I am currently in the midst of reading Tower of Dawn, which is the 6th book in the series. Is it the 6th book? Yes, it is the 6th book in the series. I got it twisted for a second, but it is the 6th book, and I am in the midst of this right now. But I am also missing Kingdom of Ash. And don't be fooled by the looks of this, because Kingdom of Ash is 992 pages or 980, something along those lines. It's almost 1,000 pages. It definitely needs to be this length because I don't know how it'll wrap up at this point, because the 6th book does not even have the main characters. It's like a side story that somehow ties in with the rest of the series. Do I need to give a synopsis as to what Throne of Glass is? I feel like everyone knows what Throne of Glass is, but we follow Selena Sardothian, who is an assassin, and she has basically been a slave for the last few years, and in order to earn her freedom, she was presented the opportunity to compete against 23 thieves, assassins, and other thugs to again win her freedom. And if she does so, she will become the king's champion, and she will be under the responsibility of the king, doing his will. And while that happens, there is a possible love triangle with the crown prince and the captain of the guard, and there's a lot of mysterious happenings with magic around Selena, although magic is not active in this world. So the series has honestly been a journey to get through. I don't know as of now if I love this more than ACOTAR, or if I still love ACOTAR more than Throne of Glass. I think I'm just gonna have to finish these and figure out where they come in like the Sarah J Maas ranking situation. And a lot of you have asked me to vlog my experience with Kingdom of Ash, so if you're interested in seeing my reactions, let me know down below, because I'd be willing to do like a weekly reading vlog where I read Kingdom of Ash, and something else potentially could be in the works if y'all would like. The next series I definitely want to finish as soon as possible, and I may just also, I don't know, I'd be saying I'm gonna probably finish this in December. I really don't know what's gonna happen, okay? So I'm not gonna jinx myself and say I'm gonna finish this in December too, because I don't know if it's gonna happen. However, another series that I want to finish is the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. As you can see, I don't own the first book. I only own the second one, which I bought recently, and then the third one, which actually was gifted to me by Mare from MelReads. I absolutely love her and her channel. I will leave her linked down below, but she was kind enough to buy this off my wish list, and she told me, we were on a live stream, and she told me with the ending of The Vanishing Stair, you need the third book, and that is actually a part of her gift note, so that is just the cutest thing ever. I am so glad to finally have the final 2 installments in this, so I can actually finish this and prepare for the 4th book, which is technically a spin-off, which is coming out next year. So in Truly Devious, we follow follow Stevie Bell, who loves true crime. She absolutely adores Sherlock Holmes and Agatha Christie, and she gets a very exclusive invite to Ellingham Academy. Ellingham Academy was founded on the premise of only admitting the best of the best, which again is invite only, and with the theme of education being a game. However, 80 years in the past, something really tragic happened where the daughter and wife of the founder of the academy were kidnapped and murdered, and the case was unfortunately never solved. So Stevie, knowing this and loving true crime, takes it upon herself to attend this academy, not only because she knows they will provide useful education to her, also because she is convinced she will crack this cold case open and solve it. I enjoyed the first book so much. I did give it a 4 stars because there were some things that were left unsaid. There was some improvement to be made. The covers are also such stunning moments. I have never been so immersed in a YA thriller. When I tell you from start to finish, I was so invested. I was taking notes, okay? I was taking notes because I was trying to figure out who could have done this. I was trying to figure out the mystery. It also gave me the creeps for a YA thriller that is very uncommon. So I just had an incredible experience with Truly Devious. And based on that ending, which was both confusing and shocking and cliffhangery, I just need to go into the next few books and see how it all ends because it just be too good, okay? Truly Devious is a very good YA thriller. Okay, y'all, this is a weird one because I read this so long ago, but when I first got this, I thought this was meant to be a trilogy. I still don't know to this day, like 5 years later, if this was meant to be a trilogy and then it got extended, or if this was meant to be a series all along. But I am talking about the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. I read this so long ago. Like, if you couldn't tell by the state of the pages, I read this a while ago, okay? These have been on my shelves for forever, it seems like. And again, I thought this was a trilogy when I bought it. I ate these books up. Again, as you can see, they are not that long. I absolutely love the story. I absolutely love the idea of a dystopian-y world where people have powers and there's like a rebellion. Like, it's classic dystopian circa 2013, and I am here for all of these vibes. So at the moment, I would really like to go back, revisit the main trilogy, if this was ever supposed to be a trilogy, and then get the next few books and actually finish the series. And I'm just gonna read the synopsis of this because I read this so long ago, I don't think I could do a synopsis justice, so I'm just gonna read, oh wait, this is Ignite Me. I'm just gonna read what it says in the back. No one knows why Juliet's touch is fatal, but the re-establishment has plans for her. Plans to use her as a weapon. But Juliet has plans of her own. After a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovering a strength to fight back for the very first time, and to find a future with the one boy she thought she'd lost forever. Again, I had such a fun time reading these. I remember not liking like the main love interest that we get at first that much. When I was reading, I was like, this is kind of like not it. But the progression in the story, from what I remember, again, because I read these so long ago, I really enjoyed them. So I'm just here for rereading this at one point of 2021 and hopefully finishing the rest of the Shatter Me series. I don't know if you can see here in the back, but she has certain lines that would come across as like negative or like self-deprecating thoughts, and then she crosses them out and writes something positive, and that's essentially how the book is written, and I had never seen anything like that. So still to this day, I haven't seen anything quite like this. Could you imagine I start rereading this and I hate them? I don't know if I will. I don't think so. I hope not. Next up, I have a duology, or what again, this is, why does it sound like I know nothing about how books are coming out? I think this was meant to be a duology all along, and then V.E. Schwab decided to extend it. Whatever the reason, I'm excited to read the second book, okay? Because in my mind, this is a duology. It may not be, but we'll find out eventually. But I will say, I am really excited to read the second book in the Villains series, which is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I didn't own this until like 3 days ago because this was kindly sent to me by Kira. Y'all are too kind. Y'all are honestly too generous, and I'm genuinely so excited that she sent this my way because I really want to finish the duology. I absolutely adored Vicious. As you can see, it's stabbed, it was loved, and I just need to see how it'll carry on in the second book. I know in the second book we get a new antagonist, and the antagonist honestly sounds incredible, so I am ready. In the Villain series, we follow Victor and Eli, who are college roommates, and they are mirrors to each other in a lot of different ways, and Eli has this deep fascination with extraordinaries. They are essentially people who have superpowers, and as his senior thesis in college, he decides to investigate the extraordinaries a little bit more to find out where that power stems from. And once this thesis moves from academic to experimental, things really go very wrong and all over the place. I just loved Vicious. It gave me the biggest Marvel Heroes vibe, and I was just there for all of it. It took me back to the shows that I used to watch in like 2009, and it was such a pleasant journey to go in. Like, I was just here for all of it. I literally think Vicious would be an incredible movie adaptation. Like, I'd eat that adaptation up. Like, I hope that's in the works. And given that this book ended in a cliffhanger, I am even more excited to jump into Vengeful, which is also a little bit longer. I'm excited for that. I love me a thick book. And the back of Vengeful says, Magneto and Professor X, Superman and Lex Luthor, Sydney and Serena Clark, Victor Vale and Eli Ever. Great partnerships, now soured on the vine. But Marcella Riggins needs no one. Blush from her brush with death, she's gained the control she always sought, and will use her newfound power to bring the city of Merit to its knees. She'll do whatever it takes, from taking over the mob to collecting her own sidekicks, and even leveraging the two most infamous EOs, Victor Vale and Eli Ever, in a dangerous game of cat and mouse. If there is anything that gets me, it's the game of cat and mouse. I have been hooked on that. I don't know if it's a trope or if it's character dynamics. I don't know exactly how you would categorize it, but I have been so hooked on this ever since I watched Death Note, and the dynamic of cat and mouse there was so incredibly perfect that I want to read more books that have that dynamic. And so I am just excited. Vengeful is giving me 5-star feels. I hope it becomes a reality, okay? This wasn't my 5 stars predictions, so let's see if it's actually true. Let's see if I'm right, but I am just really, really excited to get on with this series. Of course, I had to include these books here because I have been doing this series, this trilogy, a disservice by not reading the second and third book, which I already own, but I have yet to read. And I am talking about the Scythe trilogy by Neil Shusterman. Every time I talk about this trilogy, I'm just like, I need to finish it. I'm excited for the second book, but I'm also scared because I don't know how it's gonna end. And I truly am scared, which is one of the main reasons why I have yet to read the rest of the trilogy. However, it is the intention that counts, and the intention is to finish this. Scythe is a dystopian, but it overlaps with a lot of sci-fi themes, and we have this world where hunger is no longer a thing, war is no longer a thing, death by natural cause is no longer a thing, and the only way that people can die is if a scythe gleans them. And scythes are people chosen at random who have to train in order to be a part of the scythedom and complete this task. And so the story follows Citra and Rowan as they get their invitation into the scythedom for the apprenticeship, and they start learning the ways of the scythes. And this was such an incredible journey. Like, I don't think I can rave about this series enough. This is just one of the best dystopians I have ever read. It has so many layers to the story. It has so many layers to the characters and to the dynamics, and just it raises so many questions about so many different things. I do have a spoiler-free review for Scythe, which I will leave linked down below in case you want to check that out. But I am really excited to see how the story moves on, especially because this world is controlled by this figure called the Thunderhead, which is basically a computer, and it's this all-knowing living entity essentially that knows everything. And the second book, as you can see, is called Thunderhead. So I'm excited to see how this Thunderhead works, how it was crafted. I'm just excited to see more of that because we got so many good moments with the Thunderhead in the first book that I am just intrigued. And if we get a book named Thunderhead, I will accept no less than more of the Thunderhead. Another series I want to finish, and this is a series that is definitely going to be finished in 2021 because the third and last installment in the trilogy is actually coming out in January, and I am talking about A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Now, I don't own the first book, clearly. I only own the second book thanks to Amanda from Ginger Snapped Reads, but she gifted me for my birthday, and this book is a stunning moment. I don't know what it is about green covers, but they be getting to me, okay? This, Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, green covers do something to me. The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, apparently I like green. I didn't know this about myself until about a month ago. I really enjoyed A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I think it's probably, out of all the retellings that I have personally read, it is probably one of the most solid retellings. There were so many aspects of it that felt so realistic in the midst of all the fantasy elements, because it is a fantasy. The romance in particular felt so realistic that I was just shocked, because I'd never seen anything like that in fantasy, and I liked the way that Bridget Kemmerer approached that, especially in a retelling where you have certain expectations of how the romance is gonna turn out in a book. And of course, in A Curse So Dark and Lonely, we have Prince Ren, who was cursed by a powerful enchantress, and the only way to break this curse is, of course, getting a girl to fall in love with him. However, Prince Ren has gone on this self-deprecating journey where he is just taken to slaughter and cruelty, and he, alongside his captain, are one of the only people left in the kingdom. And then we have Harper, who is the main character of this book, and Harper has had a very tough life. Her father has died, and her mother is dying, and her brother is constantly underestimating her because she has cerebral palsy. And so one day, walking down the streets of Washington, D.C., she sees a girl trying to be taken by a stranger, and in an act of bravery, she approaches this stranger to try and save her, and instead she is the one snatched away to the kingdom of Emberfall. And once Harper gets to the kingdom of Emberfall, she will be tasked with falling in love with this prince. But what is this curse and what is exactly going on? She really does not know. I also love the fact that the main character has cerebral palsy. I don't think it's common to see main characters like this in fantasy, and so I'm just excited to get into the second book. When I finished the first book, I wanted to jump into the second one until I don't know how I spoiled myself, and I know how the book ends, and that kind of drove me away from finishing it. But I have it now physically, and it's gonna get read because I need to find out how this ends, okay? I am ready for the third book and the last series on this video that I definitely want to finish in 2021, and this brings it to a total of 7 book series if I'm not mistaken. So that's definitely not a bad number for like the amount of series that I need to finish. That means that I don't have a lot of series ongoing. That being said, for the last one, I have the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I only have the first 4 books. I think I bought the first 2 books in 2013, and then I got the other ones as they were coming out. I remember enjoying this a tad bit more than Percy Jackson. I just loved the characters. I just loved the group altogether. It was such an incredible experience, but also this is more along the lines of YA rather than middle grade because our characters are 16, 17, 18. So it feels a little bit more grown up than Percy Jackson. And again, it was just such an incredible journey. Just like Shatter Me, this is a series that I definitely need to start from scratch in order to get familiarized again with these characters, with their journeys, with their personalities, in order to read that last book when I do get that. Because I have read The Lost Hero, I also have read The Son of Neptune, also read, oh no, this is gonna be heavy, also read The Mark of Athena. I, however, have yet to read The House of Hades, and again, The Blood of Olympus, which is the final installment, which I don't even own. So this series kicks off after Percy Jackson ends. However, do you necessarily have to read Percy Jackson in order to understand this? No, you can definitely go into the series without having read Percy Jackson and you'll understand perfectly, because beside Percy and Annabeth, who were part of the main cast in Percy Jackson, we have a new set of characters. We have Jason and we have Piper and we have Leo. And this series in particular, as opposed to Percy Jackson, is a mix between a Roman mythology and then Greek mythology, which is such a fascinating mix in this particular world and the way that Rick Riordan sets everything. So again, I'm just excited to revisit this at one point in 2021 and get around to the last one because I just had such a great time. And so just to give you a little rundown of what this series is about exactly, we follow the main 3 characters who are Jason, Piper, and Leo. And it says, Jason has a problem. Piper has a secret. Leo has a way with tools. Jason doesn't remember anything before waking up in a bus full of kids on a field trip. Apparently, he has a girlfriend named Piper, and his best friend is a guy named Leo. They're all students at the Wilderness School, a boarding school for bad kids, as Leo puts it. What did Jason do to end up here? And where is here exactly? Jason doesn't know anything, except that everything seems very wrong. I'm getting chills all over my body. Like, that is not okay. I just hold such fun memories of this book, and I need to get back into this. Like, I feel 2021 is gonna be the year where I start rereading a lot of Rick Riordan, because I was meant to do that this year, but we all know how my December TBR is going. And those are all the books I have for you guys today. Those are all the series I want to finish in 2021 as of now. These are the ongoing series I own one that I really want to finish. I didn't really mention series like The Last Hours by Cassandra Clare or A Court of Thorns and Roses or From Blood and Ash, because those are series that I don't really know when they're ending, but they're definitely not ending in 2021. Like, there's no definite date. I am also probably gonna make another installment in book series I want to start, because there are some other book series that I own the first book for that I have not read yet. So if y'all want that, let me know down below. Also, let me know down below what are some book series you want to finish, because I love nothing more than a good series where I'm invested in characters, where I'm just all in for it. So if you're like me and you also love series, let me know what ongoing ones you have that you would like to finish soon. If you reach the end of the video, leave down below the emoji, like the cool emoji with the glasses. Leave that one down below because we've got this, okay? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to do so down below for more bookish content. Again, I'm constantly uploading videos that I am sure you do not want to miss, as well as live streaming throughout the week doing my weekly reading sprints. All of my social media links are also linked down below, as well as my Amazon wish list in case you want to support me and my channel and gift me a book. And yeah, that is it for today, you guys. I love you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.